Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because when we check into the podcast and the platform says, "Are you wearing headphones?"
Yes.
Every week now for 2 years, and I actually said out loud, "Yes, I'm wearing headphones." Well, you know, so that's where it's got to with me.
Oh no!
Well, it is just annoying, isn't it? The same questions every week, and they should know you by now. But it's a minor peeve and nothing to do with dogs. But
well, hopefully we can get that to the software we use. Hopefully, if you're listening,
yeah, stop asking. Of course, we're wearing headphones. We know how it works.
Professional outfit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Very, very professional outfit. Exactly.
Yes, very. Are you well? Other than that,
well, I am well. Yes, thank you.
Good.
I'm
got your Wi-Fi sorted.
I've got my Wi-Fi. Well, yeah, because I'm not in the countryside now, but I was in the countryside, and Jane and I rescued a dog.
What?
Yeah, I mean, not for keeps, but we were driving down the lane. You know, we gave it back. No, we were driving down a narrow lane near where we live. There's this dog kind of in the lane and just wandering around looking lost, and it's quite a windy lane, and often cars go down there faster than they should, and I thought this dog's going to get run over.
No.
And so I looked around. We actually stopped. I got out of the car and looked around and thought, well, there's no one around. There's no one walking around down the lane, and it's just kind of gone ahead of them or anything like that. So this dog was completely on its own. It was very friendly. And so I said to Jane, look, we better look after it. We better get it in the car and take it back and see if we can find out whose it is. And it had a collar on, but no name tag. And I got her in the car. Dolly was in the front seat with Jane. Dolly was not impressed. She was saying, I'll just leave it there. It's trouble, that one is. I can see it's trouble.
Of course.
So we took it, and I went into the pub. I went into our pub, and someone there recognized it and said, oh, that's so-and-so's dog. So they got hold of him, and he came down, and he said, no, you should run away again. And apparently happens all the time. So it's an absolutely dull ending to the story. But anyway,
no. Well done.
Well, yeah, you're a hero, Jack.
Yeah, there's a.
Oh, that's a small dog.
Yeah, well, he's mid-sized dog actually.
Okay,
He's a little bit smaller than Mildred.
Yeah,
and actually, really, it's a she actually. And yeah, very nice, very sweet dog, very friendly. But you know, anyway.
Well, rescue.
Yeah,
bravo. Do you know how the dog keeps getting out?
I think the guy who owns the dog is just quite relaxed. I mean, you know, in that sort of countryside way.
Countryside way.
Right.
Yeah,
yes.
And he came down the lane. Oh, sorry, she's got out again, and this keeps happening. I said, yeah, it will. It will keep happening. What we've got in our house is a door, and that we find that works. Anyway,
yes. No, well done. So I before the show, I actually asked Grace, because I've been away. I've been on the road a lot this week, and so I asked Grace, is there any big Mildred news? And she said, well, not really, but she reminded me of something. She basically wanted me to tell you this on the show, and what it was is I got home and Mildred was wet. So I didn't understand how Mildred was wet, and so when Grace got back, I said, "What's happened? How is Mildred wet?" And Grace said, "I obviously gave her a bath. Are you thick?"
Nicely put.
Yeah. And exactly that. She just wanted to hear your reaction to that. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a question she asks you a lot.
Yes, well, quite well. Actually, we've mentioned this on the WhatsApp group, but our listeners won't know that that Jack is actually being used against me in my relationship at home. To our listeners, you might not be surprised to find out I have quite a bad habit. I don't mean to do this, but I have a bad habit of leaving. And this has gone on for years, of leaving banana skins around. I know it's awful. I know it's awful. It's awful, and I'm sorry. And I'm trying to do better. But a couple of weeks ago, I got Seann, and I turned round, and Grace was just holding a banana skin in the air, and she said, "What would Jack say?"
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I really thought about it, and I said he would say, "That's pathetic." And she said, "Exactly."
Yeah. Oh no, you need to sort that out. You can't just leave stuff like that around. I mean,
I know. I'm so sorry. So there we go. So Jack is being used against me.
And if you don't sort it out, then in 2 or 3 years' time, you'll come in and Wilder would have left a banana skin out on it somewhere. And you'll be thinking, what the hell's going on here? And
Yes.
you know, and Grace will say, well, what did you expect? You know, you've taught her this behavior.
Thank you, Jack. Grace would be very happy. Are you being paid? I'm not saying anything. I'm very confidential, and I wouldn't ever dream of disclosing what she's told me. It's an ongoing situation, and we're all very, very worried about it. But I'm sure you can reform. You can reform. Yes,
this.
absolutely.
There's still time.
There's still time. My nan actually, it's not dog related. I apologise, but my nan broke her arm slipping over a banana skin.
And still you leave them hanging around. I mean, what's the matter with you? Why? Even with that trauma in your background. Oh.
Oh, I know. I can't take a hint. Sara, how is Juniper?
Yeah.
She's well. She's having a little sleep at the moment. Before the show, she was outside barking because we live next door to a church, and they quite often have it must be some sort of W whatever they are groups. The older people come and congregate, and if she hears them, she'll start barking. So these poor old people just not, having a lovely little meet up for a cup of tea and stuff.
Yes.
And there's Juniper seeing them off from our garden.
Doesn't like it. What do you mean by W whatever they are groups?
You know when it's like isn't it like the W? Do you know the women's
Institute? Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
WI.
one.
Yeah. Okay, no, I wondered what you meant by that. Oh, so Juniper's been seeing them off, is she?
She has. I think anyone that's around the perimeter of the house, they get told, don't come too close. Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah, that's it. We don't need you anywhere near her. You can stay where you are. Have your coffee and go.
Yeah, but you know that me and Darren are tag teaming holidays this summer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And that's because of Juniper. We were talking about this last night. Oh. So I'm taking Delphine to Croatia next week, and then Darren's going to take our son Theo to Gran Canaria. So they're both getting different holidays. And he said to me yesterday, we're only doing this because of Juniper.
Yeah.
We're really putting her first this summer.
That really shows commitment. Is there literally no one you could leave Juniper with for that time?
I just think the best thing to do, because my daughter was saying we have to do a family holiday, and we will again, of course. But I really need to find someone that I trust enough to stay here. I think that's what I'm going to try and
stay
do.
in your house. And,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, you don't know anyone that you trust enough to stay in your house and not rob you.
It's not that. Well, look, you know what happened last time? Darren and I had a trip for 2 days, and my friend came to stay, and Juniper ended up in the vets. So I don't want that repeated.
Yeah.
No offense to the friend if she's listening, but she's not doing it again.
Yeah, but well, it's ideal if you've got a friend or a member of the family who can do it for you, but otherwise you have to resort to people who kind of advertise their services to come and live in your house and look after your dog. And you have to ask yourself, who does that? What kind of person?
I know. I just think of the woman and the curry that you told us about, Jack.
Yes. Yes, well, that's a previous episode, isn't it? Did we say that on Know My Dog, or was it a private conversation? I can't remember. Because I don't want
Can't
to.
remember.
I don't want to implicate anyone.
Maybe it was private.
Yeah, it could have been. But anyway, yeah, it's, I don't know. So, I'm sure there are some great ones out there, but there are also some quite strange ones that we've encountered. And I think you have to be very careful. As you say, it's not a natural thing to just let someone live in your house, is it? You know.
No.
I mean, as Jane said, I'm lucky I'm allowed in.
Guys, by the way, I don't know if you want any live reviews of Oh My Dog and how it's going. But Mildred just sighed and crawled under the bed. She had been on top of the bed and she just went, oh. And it's now gone under the bed.
This again, I can't bear it. Yeah.
So, by the way, I don't know if you remember that I tried to bring in a new section into Oh My Dog.
Yes.
I'm committed.
This was the AI thing, do you mean?
No, I did actually get it from AI.
Okay,
but no, it's dog facts.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Okay.
Fun dog facts. Dog facts. Dog facts. Dog facts.
That's the jingle, everyone, in case you're wondering what's happened.
I might jazz that up when it goes out this episode.
You very much might have to. I liked this. I enjoyed reading this. Yawning is contagious. Dogs can catch yawns from humans, showing a strong emotional connection.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I think between humans, yawning is contagious. It's a very weird thing. If I do that, you instantly, everyone starts wanting to do it.
I know.
Yeah, there you go. See, you know.
All of our listeners now yawning.
Yeah. No. Sometimes I just have to walk on stage and it happens. But it's I mean, it's really interesting you've done that, because we didn't talk about this in advance, did we?
No.
We never did.
I think the audience are aware that there is no prep for Oh My Dog.
People think, what? You mean it's not rehearsed? But I've got a friend who helps set quizzes and stuff, you know, telly and radio.
Oh, nice.
And he happened to be researching stuff about dogs. Fun fact. Well, we've discussed how much fun facts really are.
Yes.
They're not fun, but facts are interesting, hopefully. But he's done a whole list of facts for me about dogs, which
Fantastic.
I'll do one for you now. For instance, the word puppy comes from the French pupi, meaning doll. Or pupier, I guess it is.
Ah.
Yeah. And Queen Victoria was given the first Pekingese dog in Britain, as he was looted from China. She was called Looty. So,
yeah.
Those are the days, weren't they?
Looted dog.
Yes, Your Majesty, I've been to China and stolen all kinds of good things, and this is a little dog for you. So anyway, there's more of that to come. So stay tuned.
Brilliant.
No, Jack. No, well done for stealing my section.
Yeah, it's good. Well hijacked.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Seann. I did you have a fact, or oh yeah, you had the yawning fact, didn't you?
Yes.
You know, when I was growing up, I remember people saying that the yawning thing stemmed back to when we were cavemen, and if you were in a cave and there was a fire and somebody started yawning, they were running out of oxygen, so everybody else would be doing it to get oxygen.
Right.
Do you remember this?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't remember. I've never heard that before, but it sounds like a very far-fetched explanation for yawning.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's more is yawning is more likely to be as you get tired, you tend to breathe less heavily, and then your body starts to crave oxygen, so you do a big intake of yawning.
But why am I just yawned then because you were talking about yawning? Why is it contagious?
It happens to me all the time. That's the trouble. Why is it contagious? It is interesting, but we mirror each other all the time in certain behaviours. If you're gone,
you know what I'm going to do? We're going to speak to our new friend.
Who's that?
Oh, here we go.
AI.
Why is yawning contagious?
It's such a funny thing, right? We see someone else yawn and suddenly we feel like we have to do it too. The common idea is that it's kind of a social bonding or empathy thing. So when you see somebody yawn, your brain kind of mirrors it and you're like, I guess I could use a yawn too. It's a pretty human quirk.
I could use a yawn too. Come on.
That is torture.
Yeah, isn't it? But it actually...
I know, right? It feels like once you...
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, she's not added anything to what I'd already come up with.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I was saying mirroring, isn't it? It's when we mirror each other's behaviour. Quite often, if you're talking to someone face to face, like, and you say you stroke your chin or something, before long you'll find that they do it. Or more often, what will happen is you realise you're doing what they're doing. That can quite often happen. Someone starts, I don't know, like I say, scratching their chin or something. You find yourself doing the same thing. It's just a weird way that we subconsciously empathise with people or try to sort of, ingratiate ourselves.
In fact, it's actually an interrogation technique.
Is it?
Yeah, they start to mirror. I saw this on something. It was like a CIA thing. And if you start to mirror someone else's actions, it builds trust subconsciously.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, the other one is slapping people. But
much more effective. We find. Okay. Well, before we go to some listener emails, Sara, you've got an update from Debbie, haven't you? Whose partner had unfortunately had lung cancer, and she has asked for Simon's advice.
Yes, she asked for Simon's advice. This happened earlier in the series, and because it is the last episode of this series, sorry to break it to everybody listening, but we will be back. I thought this is a really good time to get an update because Debbie's not her real name. She used that name because she didn't want her husband to listen and hear that she'd contacted us. So we called her Debbie, but her name is Andrée, and he has actually passed now, and it's been about 8 months. And so she just wanted to say to us that in the end, she did play it to him. She said, in the end, I bit the bullet and told him what I had done and let him listen to the advice given. And we both sat there and cried together. It helped us face the reality and helped him reconnect with the dogs who had missed him so much, because he was starting to pull away a little bit because he's thinking this is coming to an end. Oh. And he was reluctant to get close. So basically, he spent more time with the dogs. They all bonded and they were there for him, which was really, really lovely. It also helped her, Andrée, in her grief as well. She said that Millie Moo is the Millicent Mouse, Millie Moo, or Moo Moo Mandy Moo, was the closest dog to him. And she still waits every Friday for him to come home. Isn't that heartbreaking?
Oh, man.
And they have a very large teddy bear on the bed, which they spray every night with his aftershave, and that helps her settle down to go to sleep. Yeah, it was so lovely to hear about this. And yeah, they all made peace in the end, and it was a really lovely way that he passed. And she said to me in this email, I feel I've made friends with you all and your audience, and it feels like family. Again, thank you.
Oh, that's an amazing message to get, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, well, lots of love out there to her and to the dogs as well, because it's...
Absolutely, and thank you for following up on that and sharing that with us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant advice that Simon gave. Really transformed things for them, so... Isn't that great? We love Simon.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Well, let's not give it all to Simon. I think I think I offered 1 or 2 words of comfort as well.
Oh, you did, Jack. You did. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Well done, Jack.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's not all about me, but we were talking also about vegetarian and vegan food for dogs, didn't we? And we've heard from Karen Rubman, who became a vegan 6.5 years ago. So their border terrier Boo has been a vegan for 6 years and runs around like a puppy in perfect health. I love that Boo just said, "Yeah, if you're going to be a vegan, I will as well. I'll support you with that."
Yes.
So Boo has a vegan dog food created by vets called Omni, which has protein supplements in it. She said, I am a dog walker and I love listening to your podcast while walking my pooches, even if I do look slightly insane laughing out loud in public. Thank you, guys. Love the show. Well, that's great. You know, Boo was obviously thriving on a vegan diet, and that's, you know, why not? It's great.
Absolutely. Did we ever? I can't remember. Did we ever actually talk to someone, a professional, and not to put us down, but did we ever talk to someone with some sort of certificate about dogs with a vegan diet?
No, we've never done that.
I don't think we've done the vegan thing. No,
right. We must remember to mention that next time we talk to a nutritionist.
Yes.
Do that in the.
Or any of our vets or something, find out about that. It clearly Boo is doing very well on it, and it'd be quite interesting to hear what the experts' view on that is.
Yes,
probably. I imagine it'll be it's absolutely fine, but not necessary. But there you go. So
yeah. Interestingly, for our listeners, obviously we have our emails on here. And you know, they're in a certain order. Jack seemed to have skipped the first one that was from Linda that just said that Linda said they came to see my show in St Albans and had a really, really nice time.
Sorry about that. I must have I don't know what happened. I didn't see it.
They're also going to go and see you, Jack.
They're coming to see my show at Aylesbury, yeah. So obviously, hopefully you'll write in again. And say, yeah, to be honest, it just we started yawning about 10 minutes in. And do you remember the show in St Albans? Is that quite recent? Or?
Very recent, good fun. It was actually during. It was at a big festival gig, and it was during the.
Is it at St Albans Arena? Is it there?
No, it was a festival in the park, big tent.
Oh, okay.
And it was during the. What was it? It was during the England final, the penalty shootout, the women's final.
Yeah. And who were you on with, Sean? Who were you on with?
I was. I was on with Ivo Graham. Was on.
Oh, okay.
He was hosting, and Sam Campbell.
Sam Campbell. Okay. Yeah. Because she just says here they all agreed that you were the best act. So that's going to be awkward for you next time you bump into Ivo and Sam, isn't it? Oh God, I hope they're okay with that. I
tried to do the right thing and ignore that detail.
Well, they did say that. Yeah. Maybe Ivo was having a bad night. I don't know.
Yeah. The booing was a bit much.
Well done, though. Well done.
Bless you. We have one more email.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Ali Alexandra, who says, "Hi, Jack, Sean, and Sara. My daughter went to uni in Malaga and ended up rescuing, much like Jack, 3 dogs from the vet's hatchet. We've been vegan for about 20 years, so obviously all our dogs are too. They're the best dogs ever. Little Nala, Sassy Sparkle Pants, died last year, age 16. My daughter still has, is that Pugie or Pugie?
I think Pugie.
Pugie, who is the purest, happiest little soul. She is 18. We have Marie-Pierre Dear Darling, who is 16. My Lord. They eat a bit of vegan kibble, which is lentils and beans mostly. Then we just add some water of whatever we're eating, rice, pasta, veggies, raw and cooked, fruit, and a million other things. I live in the south of France where vegan food is scarce and people think anchovies are vegetables. So I just buy naked ingredients and make stuff. So salt and other additives aren't a problem. Dear Darling is in excellent health, walks at least 5 kilometers a day, is never sick, very inoffensive poos, and a lovely glossy coat. She sleeps on our bed and is the size of a small horse in the night. She doesn't lick us on our faces, but we would feel honoured if she did. Lots of love. That's from Ali Alexandra.
That's fair. I mean, you know what's interesting about that? Well, lots of it is the whole email is interesting, but what piqued my interest was that their daughter who goes to Malaga University in it's like going to That's like going to Ibiza University, isn't it? It's like, it doesn't sound like a place where you do a lot of work, does it?
Do we think she's made that up?
I think
yeah,
she
Mum,
must have
I'm going
made it
to
up.
uni.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I'll be there for 3 years. I think you've been had there, Ali. I don't think.
Yes, she went to the University of Life.
But isn't like the fact that they all reach such old age amazing? It could be attributed to their diet.
It could well be,
Oh.
and the fact that if the number twos are less offensive, then that's a definite bonus, isn't it? It's got to be.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well spotted. I hadn't even. Sorry, that kind of went over my head. You're absolutely right.
I choose these emails for a reason.
Yeah. Yes, you do. It seems it's almost as if you think about it in advance.
You're vegan, aren't you?
I'm not vegan. No, I don't eat meat.
You're something.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. Right, but you couldn't tell with the free, looking at you and the difference between you and me and Jack, which one was on the healthier diet. I don't think.
Well, Dr. Scott did think I was in my 30s, so.
Well, yes.
Yes. Yes, well done.
Had to just mention that again.
Yeah.
Yes. Now it's time for our last guest of the series, and we've saved a fantastic guest for you for the last one. This is Monica Dolan, who is fantastically a versatile actor. You'll have seen her in Mr. Bates versus the Post Office, Sherwood, A Very English Scandal, and W1A. She's a BAFTA winner, an Olivier winner, and she completely transforms in every role she takes on, whether it's playing a serial killer, a spin doctor, or a furious sub-post mistress. But we don't want to hear about all of Monica's amazing achievements. We want to get to know her through her dog.
So, we talk quite a lot on the show about dog food and feeding your dog.
Yes, all the right things to cook your dog. Sara, you're actually cooking.
I have been,
Juniper food at the moment, yes.
Sara has had a bit of a nightmare with Juniper, haven't you? She's been turning her nose up at a lot of stuff, not just your cooking, but other other dog food brands. Seann, I told Sara to try Pure pet food. It's made in Yorkshire with natural ingredients, and it's dried, so you just have to add water to bring it back to life or activate it, as I would say.
Activate it. Did they use the word activate it?
They don't. I put activate in because
okay.
It sounds more official.
It does. Very snazzy.
And it's good, because they personalize it for all kinds of needs for your dogs. If you've got dogs with kidney issues or a whole range of different problems that they address.
Well, I know about this because it's actually backed by the Yorkshire vet, Julian Norton.
Yeah.
There's no weird fillers in it.
No.
It's very healthy, it's convenient, and dare I say, it tastes better as well.
It does. And, if Seann has tasted it and likes it, well, we know that's... We're onto a good thing for your dog, aren't you? But here is the clincher, everyone. They're giving our wonderful listeners, all of you, 40% off your first box. It's not just a discount. That's like your dog winning the lottery.
Yeah, the dog would be very happy.
Yeah.
Maybe you could sing to your dog. You could just sing a little dog song.
Yeah.
Use a purepetfood.com.
Is this your idea of a jingle?
Yeah.
Wow. Right, we'll talk about that.
Purepetfood.com. Oh, you come here, I'll give you the purepetfood.com. Come here, I'll give you the pure pet.
So head to purepetfood.com/ohmydog and treat your dog to something proper. Hello, Monica.
Hello, Jack. Hello, Seann. How are we?
Oh, it's great to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're very excited to have you here. We know that you can tell us about Velma, your Siberian Husky. What's the story there?
Yeah. Well, I'm particularly excited to be on this podcast because I'm so boring about my dog generally that it's probably the one podcast where I can be guaranteed to be able to keep thinking of something to say. So Velma is 3.5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I've had her since 2022 and I had her from a puppy.
Oh,
and yeah, she's very exciting. She's the love of my life, and she's quite a crowd pleaser. She sort of thinks she's Elizabeth Taylor, and I sort of think I would really like to see life through Velma's eyes, or live life through Velma's eyes, because she just goes out and thinks that everybody loves her, and
adorable,
that everyone's approachable, and
You're the first guest
Yes.
we've had who has a Siberian Husky.
Oh,
So, why did you choose? I mean, they're amazing dogs anyway. I always think
yes,
there
yes.
must be the closest dogs related to wolves because I always think they look so like wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Why did you go with this?
you'd think that. I've actually got a
Mm.
picture of a Siberian Husky with the wolf, and the wolf is quite a lot larger, and the Siberian Husky looks a bit frightened, actually, looks quite uncomfortable, actually. The reason that I went with the Siberian Husky, I've wanted one all my life. So when I was very young, we lived opposite a couple who had a male and female husky, and I don't know if they were actual breeders, but their huskies had puppies. And I think I was only about 4, so probably someone should have called social services because I was there all the time. And really, really fell in love with these dogs. And they ended up, I think, keeping 2, Igor and Ilyich. They were called, the mum and dad were called Boris and Tasha.
Right.
And I hung out all the time with the puppies and Igor in particular. And then when Carol and David went back to Canada, they came over to my mum's house one day and said, would we like to keep Igor? I know. And
wow.
I overheard this. I had my pocket money upstairs. I was crying. I ran downstairs to Carol with my pocket money, which I now know definitely couldn't have afforded a Siberian Husky, and said, please, please, please. And my mum said no. And then cut to doing a play in Chichester 2022.
Yeah.
And I was with a friend of mine, Cairo, who's a really good friend of mine, and she sort of talked me through and said, I don't know why I was thinking about a dog again, but she talked me through and she said, well, look, your dad was away a lot, your mum had 4 kids, she was working full time, your granny was there, and your sister was afraid of dogs, so of course she wasn't gonna. And then then I sort of thought, oh yeah, maybe it wasn't about me, and and then basically I thought, yes, I definitely want a dog, and I wanted a Siberian Husky, and everyone tells you not to get a Siberian Husky for your first dog. I hadn't had a dog before.
Why is that?
Well, apparently they're difficult to train. I sort of wouldn't really, I mean, you've met Velma, haven't you, Seann? I sort of wouldn't think that necessarily. I think they're probably quite different. I mean, the fact is I haven't experienced any other dog. So for me, she probably feels quite normal, and I don't know how I'd cope with a dog that, I mean, apparently one of the ways that they judge how intelligent a dog is how much it does what you say. And I would really, really dispute that, as with kids, as with people.
Yeah, I agree, Monica. We've had Dachshunds in the past, and I always said to Jane, my wife, that they're not so much obedient, is that they'll listen to you, and if they think what you're asking is a good idea, they'll go along with it. They really do think about it, and then it sounds like Velma is a bit like that.
Yeah, Velma's like that. Like she's not necessarily food motivated, which I think, like, if you've got something like a Labrador, maybe that's a bit easier to train. She's sort of curiosity motivated, which like with your dogs, I think she'll sort of go, yeah, I can hear that you want me over there, but what I'm doing is kind of more interesting now. So but yes, it got to that point, and I thought, okay, well, I could get a different dog. And then I thought, well, if I get a different dog and then wait for that to die and get a Siberian Husky, A, it's not really fair to that dog. And B, I'm going to be too old to keep up with a Siberian Husky. So I thought, you know, it's now or never, and that's what I wanted, so I went for it.
So just to skip back a second, I want to know, first of all, because I mean, it sounds like, you know, you ended up with Velma as a result of this childhood experience, which is, as an overused word, but like a trauma really for you as a small child. I can imagine that's a real landmark event in your childhood, that moment.
When you said trauma, I sort of laughed, but actually I think it's not too big a word, because it really was my first loss, and Igor was gone, and he was also my siblings. The next one up's kind of 5 years older than me. So Igor was really, really who I hung out with.
A real friend, yeah. And what happened to Igor instead of being with you? Did you know?
I'm not sure whether he stayed in the UK and they found an owner for him, or I know that Carol and David, they used to do sort of sledding with Huskies. They used to pull Carol along. So maybe they took all of them back. I'm not sure, but it's quite a trip for them, isn't it?
And so it took all those years for you to happen to be doing the play in Chichester with your friend, for her to unpack it all for you and kind of get you to that place.
I think that was it. I also think that I was doing Doubt by John Patrick Shandley, which is, and the nun in it, one of the, well, they're all main roles because it's four-hander, but she's sort of having an existential crisis. So quite a lot of the time I find myself either going through what the character's gone through just before or at the same time. So I think maybe Velma was my midlife crisis as well.
Yeah,
it's quite optimistic to say midlife, actually, because I'm probably too old for it.
How much exercise does a Siberian Husky require, and is Velma typical of that model?
I don't think she's typical. I'm very aware that, that a lot of the time they've got Huskies on the internet doing all sorts of things, and I would very strongly say that if you give them enough exercise, so we probably go out.
You're always out. We bump into. You live not too far from each other. We're always bumping into each other with the dogs.
That's true, but we tend to bump into each other in the cafe, which I wouldn't necessarily call exercise. But yeah, sometimes we bump into each other in the dog park. Yeah, we've got kind of it's brilliant round here because there are so many dog enclosures. There's so many little dog parks which you wouldn't necessarily notice if you didn't have a dog. You just think, oh, there's one there, And the thing about Huskies is that they really, really need to run. There's a school of thought that you shouldn't let them off the lead. I was very lucky in that I was doing the change, and I can't remember where we were, but the locations manager, Velma, was 7 months. She was with me, and she was still sort of a puppy, and I was very lucky because everyone said, "Oh, Monica, you must meet the locations manager. He's always had Huskies and he's always got Huskies." And I talked to him about not letting her off the lead, and was that a good idea? And he just said, no, it's quality of life. There are ways of training them to be off the lead. Start, for example, at the seaside, because there isn't, not a very populated seaside, but on a beach where there's one way that they definitely can't go. And I think it's about trust, really. But yeah, we tend to do like an hour and a half, couple of hours a day. And another big thing that people say is, get a dog that fits into your lifestyle. And all I can say is that my lifestyle was very different, and I'm very glad that it's changed because I'm out a lot more. I'm a lot more sociable, and yeah.
So she's changed your lifestyle rather than the other way around.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to get a dog that's going to fit in with your lifestyle, then that's a different thing. But I knew that I wanted a Siberian Husky, and I knew that I wanted all of the adventures that would go with that. So we're kind of having them. But I think she's actually, they're very, I believe in personalities more than breeds on the whole. But I think as a breed, they're very confident. I think as a dog, she's probably not the most secure. She's, not really confident personality. So it's quite a good mix, really. And I think also having a female, they stick by you a bit more. I think the men tend to run off a bit more.
Yeah, they're very biddable and very loyal, the females, aren't they? I think that's fair to say with most breeds that I've encountered.
Yeah, I don't biddable. I'm not. She has her moments, but
yeah. So have you been? I mean, this might sound like a slightly facile question, but have you taken her in the snow? Has she encountered snow?
Yes, I've got actually I've got some pictures I could send in.
We'd love to
was
see that.
very beautiful watching her encounter snow for the first time. I was actually on jury duty, so we were having to do a long walk every day to drop her off before I got the train. And yeah, it was like it was something that she was encountering for the first time, but knew already, which is a very beautiful thing to witness. Actually, it's sort of like it was in her soul, and she was kind of looking for it, and it sort of something that she recognized, but that was she needed to explore and was slightly unfamiliar. So.
I know exactly what you're saying, because when I was a child, we had a Shetland sheepdog that was a rescue actually, and she was absolutely sweet. And when it snowed, she went out there. We saw this the first time. I remember it very vividly. It was exactly as you described. She kind of already knew what it was, although we thought she'd probably never seen it before. And she was just absolutely loved it. She was in her element.
It's really gorgeous, isn't it? It's definitely something to do with their instinct.
Yes, it's great to see. Do you, I mean, you're an actor, do you have voices for your dog that you use for your dog that you might not use, or that you maybe do use elsewhere in your work?
Very definitely. I mean, I didn't sort of at the beginning. I kind of blamed Bridget Christie because she sort of said, "Oh yeah, I've got different voices for my cats and everything." And then I think I sort of thought, "Oh, maybe this is okay."
So you actually kind of just designed a voice as opposed to it just kind of happening naturally. You thought, "Oh, which voice am I going to use?"
Well,
like getting into a role.
I kind of let's say it developed. But oh god, I mean the nicknames. Everyone's got ridiculous nicknames for their dogs.
Oh yes.
And my voice goes higher, and I started calling her Bubby, like Bubby, that and the other. And then I meet other dogs in the street, and I go, look, there's another Bubby. And then I thought, okay, maybe Bubby is my high voiced name for dogs then, generally. So yeah, she knows that her name's Velma, but I think it's a bit like when your mum says something serious to you, and that's when I use that name. Otherwise, it's otherwise it's Bubby. But she's very clever. So if I sing "Under the Moon of Love" by Shawaddy, let's go for a little. She knows that we're going for a walk and sits by the door.
Oh, so that's how you signal going for a walk, is it?
That's one of the ways. If I'm feeling chirpy, or she might be sat by the door already, and I go, all right, and then
that's cool. I mean, this is you're smashing all the records for this podcast, because not only is the first Siberian Husky, but the first dog who's a Shawaddy fan. It's fantastic.
How was Velma or Siberian Huskies in general? I mean, I don't know if there's a difference, but how's Velma with people?
She absolutely loves people. She's a real crowd pleaser. So what she tends to do as well, quite often we'll meet someone and they'll say, oh, does she want to play with my dog? And then she'll go up to the person and I'm like, oh, sorry, I think she'd rather say hello to you. But what she does as well, if she wants to play with a dog, she'll often go up to the owner and sort of go, I don't know if she knows it's, that she feels that she's big, or she'll go over there and say, look, I'm okay. But what I really notice as well is she's very, very, very different with small dogs and with puppies than she is if she meets another husky. So a bit like with the snow, if she sees another husky, she's off. They're just, it's like they've got, oh, I know you, and they know how to play. But I mean, I've been up, out for a walk in a big expanse, and we met two other huskies, and it was like, they sort of started running and kind of formed an arrow formation, and that was like really, really thrilling to watch. You feel like, oh, I'm watching some wildlife here. But then when she meets a little dog, particularly if I go gently, she'll, and with puppies as well, she's quite gentle with them. And then suddenly, like with all dogs, she might meet one dog that she just doesn't like, and then you're like, oh my God, where did that come from?
And that brings us to Mildred and Velma, who
and their relationship.
Yeah, yes, who I think we need to do some work on Velma and Mildred, because when we bump into each other, or certainly at the beginning, they weren't thrilled to see each other, were they?
No, well, I think that Mildred sort of thought the cafe was hers, didn't she? So if Velma came in the doorway,
yes, that is
wasn't
right.
Necessarily good. I think we've done quite good work so far, because what we were doing was, like, when Velma appeared, you were sort of taking Mildred away, and actually when we stood at a distance and just made them be there, even if one of them, well, by one of them I mean Mildred, was making a noise, then when we kept them there, they kind of, and then we managed to sit and actually have a coffee together with them under the table, because they got more and more used to being near each other, didn't they? But
yes, that was it. So slowly but surely.
Also I remember, which I wouldn't have done if I didn't know you fairly well, but I remember suggesting to you not to pick her up when she barks when Velma's there, because then that's rewarding her for getting upset that there's another dog there. And then we just stood with them, sort of started far away and then came closer and closer, and that, I think that worked quite well, but probably we need to do more work.
That's a habit of mine. The reason I pick Mildred up is because I'm absolutely terrified that I thought Velma was going to eat Mildred.
No, I think Velma's quite chilled and sort of, I mean,
I think I'm scared. I have to say, because I've got Mildred's a medium-sized dog, I think I'm quite scared of big dogs.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Velma, so it's slightly different now. But I just think, generally speaking, I'm quite scared of big dogs.
I think that's interesting, because then the dogs pick up on that, don't they? And they think, oh, my owner's scared. Okay, what's going on here? There must be something wrong.
Yeah, I'm just listening in. I think I would say, it is all Seann's fault. It does sound.
There we go. I'd be really passive aggressive with that.
Yeah.
But,
It sounds like they're both very well-natured dogs anyway, and they're kind of. It says Velma's very polite as well. I think that's really sweet that she'll go up to an owner as well and just introduce herself and say, "Look, I'm quite friendly."
I think so. I think though. Nice. Yeah, I mean, maybe she's a bit of a social butterfly, so that might be it as well. And also, she doesn't like. Then, if the other owner's dog comes up to me, she does not like that at all. They get told off. So it's like, come on, Velma. One rule for you, one rule for the other dogs. Yeah, not fair.
So, big appetite? Did you say Huskies?
Well, the thing about Huskies is, this is something I get asked a lot. Does she eat a lot? They're a bit like long-distance lorry drivers. Mm-hmm. So you quite often hear the cons of getting a Husky. My experience is they don't need to go to the loo for ages. And also they don't eat that much, because I suppose what they were originally designed or bred for was to go for a long time without...
Long distance, that makes sense.
Yes, also you see quite a lot of overweight Huskies around, and I think that we probably don't need to feed them as much as we do.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, she loves biscuits and all of that, but
we've had quite a lot of nutritionists and vets on the show, and I think that the feeling generally is that our dogs don't need to eat as much as, like, all dogs don't need to eat as much as they are.
Yeah, I suppose. I always weigh out her food. So
do you?
Oh, wow.
Right, okay.
That's another first, I think.
Is it?
That's a great way to control what they're eating, though. It's a very good idea.
Yes. So
if only more lorry drivers did that.
I know. Yeah, weigh out their Yorkies. Yes, I always do that. So she's eating the same amount each day, but she does get treats in between. But I try and get little small treats. I often get, if I'm just giving her treats walking along to keep her healing, which is another story as well. Then I'll maybe get a little bag of puppy treats or something, because they tend to be small. And I've read the ingredients and they're the same thing.
Does she come to work with you ever when you're on set and things? Is that possible?
Yes, she does.
Oh, wow.
Yes. When I was doing the post office, it wasn't dog friendly, but I was doing Sherwood and it was dog friendly. So there was one occasion where I think I finished work at 8 o'clock in the evening on the post office, drove to pick up Velma, and then we went up to Skegness and arrived where we were shooting Sherwood, and arrived there about 1:30 in the morning. And so she won't necessarily come to set. She has been to set.
Yeah.
But she might be at unit base, or like if there's I had her up in Manchester with me doing Sherwood, and I had someone to look after her there, so that was really good.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have liked to have been away from her at night,
No, of course not. No.
Yes,
Otherwise, if she is left on her own, do you leave the telly on, the radio for her, or?
I certainly do. So I put some Radio 4 on. If I'm going out for a very little while, just popping to the shops, then I put Radio 3 on, and I put number 91 on the telly, because that's a safari program and there are lots of animals on it. Or if I'm going out for a while, I try not to leave her more than 5 hours, but if I'm going out for a while, I put Radio 4 on, so she's got chat. And I also put dog TV on YouTube, which kind of has plinkety music, which helps to there are loads of, if you just look up dog TV, and so there are two different kinds. You can either get one that's got like rabbits and squirrels and birds. I don't use that one because I want to have a TV when I get home. I use the other one, which is mainly dogs running in slow motion, catching frisbees, being at the seaside or in the woods. And you mainly just see the owner's legs, actually. All of it's in slow motion. You just see the owner's
Tom and Jerry.
Legs. Yeah, exactly. A bit like that. I think I keep thinking I must get onto my agent, because I'd quite like one of those jobs, being one of those owners on the top.
Good luck with that. One thing I wanted to touch on, which I hope you don't mind, is of course I know that Velma has, is it asthma?
No, she doesn't have asthma. She has it's a very rare thing.
Yes.
Called eosinophilic bronchitis, which is hereditary. So I did tell the breeders about it. So I have to give her an inhaler. When I went to the vet to pick up the inhaler, this was a vet who'd worked at a vet hospital and had seen everything. Because, if you think about it, by the time they get to vet hospital, there's something really wrong usually. So I'd had to take her to vet hospital and everything. He said, the guy who gave me the inhaler, sold me the inhaler, said that he'd only seen 4 cases of it in 7 years at the vet hospital. So, and yes, I think it's mainly Siberian Huskies that get it. I think a quarter of the dogs that get it are Siberian Huskies. Although with him, the dogs that he had encountered weren't Siberian Huskies. But I give her an inhaler every morning and night. So there we go.
So how does she take the inhaler?
She's very good, actually. She now knows where we do the inhaler. So she goes into the room at the back of the house and lies down. And I give her 2 treats. I give her a treat before it when she's laid down, and put it over her nose, which is usually a bit of a tussle. And then she gets 2 treats after it and lots of cuddles. But, it's like she almost knows that the whole experience is going to be okay. So she actually goes and waits for it. But I had to, at the beginning, the dog has to be on steroids first, which obviously you don't want to keep them on, and then dovetail that into the inhaler. So it was sort of over Christmas time. You were there, weren't you, Seann?
Yes, it was, yes.
When one of the first times that I gave it to her, and it took like 4 of us to hold her there. But then she's quite still when it's actually happening. But yeah, I had to do a lot of time of, first of all, just putting the inhaler on the floor and letting her sniff it for a few days, and then putting treats around it, then holding it, and then whenever she put her nose in it, gave her a treat and just got her used to it.
But what I'm very glad to hear is, I remember, you know, going back to Christmas and you know, when you were first dealing with this, I remember it was difficult, and I remember how worried you were. And what's so nice is to hear that you know, you've got yourself into a routine, and Velma understands how it works. And it might be nice, just in case, you know, we've got listeners out there who might be in the same predicament. It's very reassuring to hear that actually you've worked out a routine with Velma, and she seems to be, you know, happy with the process.
She definitely tolerates it. And I mean, what I would say to any people listening who are trying to cope with something like this is to really think ahead and start it early. Like if I'd just suddenly done that, then, you know, she would might be at a stand, you know, we might be at a standoff still. And you do basically, even like putting a harness on or anything, you always sort of basically need the dog's consent, don't you?
Yeah, so, get them used to it first. It sounds like a really clever way to have done it, actually. That's because not an easy thing to do. They wouldn't want that put over their face. Just very quickly, what were the symptoms that you picked up on? What were it, just breathlessness or
so she was coughing and not to put too fine a point, there was, you know, I'd wake up and there'd just be snot all over the floor and different so I spent a lot of time cleaning that up. And then when she had to go on the steroids initially, as I said before, you can get her into this inhaler, and then steroids can make them sort of wee. So then I thought, oh great, I've got a great life choice here. Do I want to clear up snot or wee for the rest of my life? But now we've got her on the inhaler, and she coughs a little bit. And also, what you were saying at the beginning, is she typical of other Huskies? If she's showing symptoms, then it's not good to walk them too much or to push them.
Yeah.
So in that way, she's you know, not typical, but a lot of the time she isn't showing symptoms, and she can have a good quality of life.
And is she allowed everywhere in the house? Is she run of it?
She's not allowed in my bedroom.
Okay.
And so I'm really proud of her about that, because she'll, you know, she might sit outside the bedroom, watch me getting ready, but she knows that she doesn't step over the threshold. And if she does, she knows that to go back. What she has done occasionally, if she gets a little bit fed up of me being in my bedroom, I'll see a toy roll over the threshold, and I think that's sort of a little ball, or she's got these little fluffy popcorn things. Yeah. One of those will come over the threshold, and I think it's her sort of way of inviting me outside again. But I mean, she sheds, so I thought, you know, I want one room in the house that hasn't got fur all over it. I've got basically every gadget possible for removing fur.
Yeah, the big molters I get from what you've just said, there must be.
Yeah, twice a year they shed their summer coat and then their winter coat. So she's just lying under the table, actually.
And finally, Monica, I don't know the answer to this actually. Do you let Velma kiss you on the mouth or the mouth area?
Yeah, Velma doesn't necessarily have the same attitude to consent with me as I do to her. She'll weirdly, actually, sometimes after she's done her inhaler, I'll give her biscuit, and then she'll sort of
that's very sweet.
And it's all maybe almost like saying, okay, we're friends again or something. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but
sweet.
Yeah, I kind of
very sweet.
I kind of resist that, and particularly one of my friends as well says, yes, I don't mind dogs, but I don't want them to do that. So I try and I don't think she's a big licker on the mouth. She gives like little licks, and I think you're supposed to feel privileged if you get one.
It's thank you so much for sharing all of that with us, Monica. And
Yes.
I got to say, you sound like a very intuitive dog owner and person.
Oh, thank you.
Because I've learnt quite a lot actually listening to you. So it was amazing. I'd love to see the pictures that you were talking about, especially of Velma with a wolf. I don't know how you got her to pose for that.
Oh
Was
no,
that
that isn't actually Velma with the wolf. That's
okay?
I think I got a bit. I don't know. I think I started having a bit of a moment about walking past people and them saying, "Oh, it's a wolf, it's a wolf." So now I've got a picture on my phone to go, "No, that's a wolf, and that's a picture of a husky."
Yeah.
You've been told.
Yeah, I sensed the bit of that when I asked the question. So, but I would love for my own education. I'd love to see that picture and any more pictures of Velma, the most beautiful looking dog. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And
Monica.
I've got I don't know if you've caught it, but I've got
seen
my
this.
crazy husky lady.
Yeah, so Monica's holding up a mug that says "Crazy Husky Lady."
Beware. Let that be a warning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been really honestly, I don't get to go on this much about my dog most of the time, so it's a real privilege.
This is the place for it, and I imagine Velma might be on a podcast saying, giving advice to other dogs, saying what I sometimes do. If she's in her bedroom too long, is I roll one of my toys through the door, and that she seems to get the message. Oh yeah, I'll try that.
Yes, I think she could.
Sweet.
You could think of lots of ideas, couldn't you?
Yeah.
There she is, Velma.
Where she is. Oh,
say hello.
There she is.
Look.
Gorgeous. Lovely.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again, Monica. Lovely to meet you and lovely to talk to you.
Lovely to meet you too. Thanks so much.
Monica Dolan there. Wonderful chat.
Very interesting indeed. And actually, I was truly impressed because I think she's just, as I said to her, she's like a kind of intuitive and someone with a lot of common sense about dogs, or an innate understanding, I'd say.
Yes.
Really.
I have to say, for the record, I didn't have the guts to do it during the chat, but I think Velma was to blame for some of the altercations between Mildred and Velma. I'm just putting that out. I had to defend myself cowardly after
she's left and can't answer back.
I just got the feeling it wasn't going to go down well if I tried to defend Mildred. So I thought, it's my podcast. I'll do it afterwards. No, but yes, but like Monica said, we have managed to slowly resolve it, and keeping them at a distance, slowly letting them get closer has worked.
That's good. Well, we'll monitor that situation as it progresses. But it was good. I'm glad they're friends. That's nice.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah. So, that's it for season 3, isn't it? We're going to take a bit of a breather, but we are going to be back very soon. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you've enjoyed taking a deep dive with us into our love of dogs.
Yes, and you can use this little break to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on YouTube now. You can watch.
I'm sure they've got other things they can do with their time. Come on.
No. They're going to miss us. You have no idea. These people, they're going to have a huge hole in their lives, and they can go and fill it by now watching us on YouTube at OMD Pod. And please do get in touch by emailing us as well. We love hearing from you. You're a huge part of the show. You can email us at hello@omdpod.com. Give the Instagram page a follow at OMD Pod. Sara's always posting the best dog content out there. And don't worry, we'll be back with season 4 in just a few weeks, which promises to be our biggest and best one yet.
Yes, we hope to have some very exciting news about that. So stay in touch, and we will let you know as soon as we're able to. And don't forget to keep sending us your voice notes because we will be using them in season 4. And also, if you can, give us 5-star reviews wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
Yeah, I'm going to go and clean up a banana skin that I think I've left on the kitchen.
I think it would be best. Yeah. Was it a metaphorical one or a real one?
Both.